Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Over the Curb podcast, a Formula One podcast for fans old and new by Formula One fans old and new. Joining me today, Kramer, Shakuni, and Neil might join us in some time. And we are talking about Belgian Grand Prix and Kramer's Karen phase. How are you guys?
I am finally happy that his Karen phase is out in the open for everyone now. He can't hide in the shadows anymore.
Yeah, I think they've suppressed it for too long.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just telling Kramer that this break, like, I just want to watch volleyball and I need a much needed break. I need the break from like Formula One and football. And I think Kramer is the one who needs it
Oh, yeah.
because from what I have heard, this Karen phase has been unleashed by Chelsea's performance in the friendlies that are going on in the US.
Damn it, so he's going to be even worse.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But man, I mean, considering how bad Copa was, I would not trust, like, just in general, US performance. And I'm just thinking, man, the next World Cup is going to be so bad. Like, already I'm like, can we just skip 2026 and go to just the next one? I don't
But
have high hopes.
Chelsea lost against European teams,
Celtic.
no? Well, US teams.
Celtic.
Celtic.
I mean,
But I think they will lose in the friendlies and then they will perform good, I think. I don't know.
I was exactly telling him that this is Enzo Maresca's big game
Bro,
plan
first
to
game is
get
Man City.
everybody, is to get everybody to underestimate. Yeah, and look at how well you performed against Man City last two seasons, last two games, like in the season.
This year I have high hopes for United, actually.
Yes,
Not kidding. I really have high hopes for United.
they have made some great signings.
Yeah.
Okay. We are here. I am supporting you like a good friend. And you are starting this and turning this into a football podcast. We're not talking about football. We're talking about
Not today.
No.
Not today.
KDB's home race, Spa, the Belgian Grand Prix.
I thought, who is KDB? For a second, I was like, what the fuck is KDB?
No, I think to reel Kramer in, we are talking about Eden Hazard's home race.
Yes.
No, it's
Belgian
Lukaku's
Grand Prix.
backyard.
No, that I say Lukaku when I want Kramer to disappear. And if I
You did
want
not.
Kramer to show up, then I say Eden Hazard.
Yeah.
I wanted him to run away, so Lukaku.
No. That's why I went for the safest option, which was KDB.
See, Lukaku isn't running and I am not running. Simple.
Ah.
Went for the safe option of KDB. But now you're again trying to turn this into a football podcast. And this is not football podcast. This is only Formula One. I mean, this episode.
Wait, this is not
Podcast, I
football?
don't know.
Damn it.
No. So before we get into what happened in Spa, let's talk about the two great pieces of news that we got 2 days, 1 day each. First one, Carlos Sainz signs
Finally.
for Williams. Thoughts?
Okay. Little disappointed, but I mean, hope it's good for him, man. I mean, he deserves more, like a championship winning car. He's that level of a player. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a part of me hopes that, like, how different the season would have been if Carlos Sainz was in place of Lando Norris and McLaren. Like right now, like it is baffling to me that Mercedes has the first two-time race winner in this season and not McLaren. But we'll get to them. I think from what I've heard is Williams was willing to offer him a 1+1 deal so that his options are still open in case a seat comes up in one of the top teams. And if it doesn't, he still has a drive in Williams. So I think Mercedes was only offering him a 1-year deal because Toto is just like Toto's obsession with Kimi Antonelli is like Chelsea's obsession with signing 16-year-olds, man. Like very similar energy. So He very much. I'm getting a look from Neil.
Shots at Chelsea for no reason.
But I think a 1 year would have been good. He would have been in Mercedes for a year, and then he could have gone to Audi.
Yeah, I think he's trying to keep his options open. I think with Audi also, it's very difficult for a team to just come in and like be the team that is going to dominate and whatnot. I think it makes sense, but I don't know. I mean, if James Walls can persuade Adrian Newey, we might have a full-on Williams resurgence. And if that happens, and their lineup is Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz, then we might have a good Williams comeback.
Yeah, they might be finishing in sixth or seventh in construction.
Nah. See, so the thing is that they have, I think, one of the best lineups. Like Albon, he is amazing in a lot of races, and we have all seen it. And so is Carlos. So if they can get the car right, these two can
Yeah.
perform better than what the car can deliver.
Yeah, they both are the kind of drivers that make the car and that extract a little bit extra from what the car can offer. So I think
Okay, in
Williams
top
has a
five, who will like score less than these two guys?
top five
Definitely not.
teams.
Yeah, definitely not Red Bull, McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes. It has to be
Nah,
Aston
see, I
Martin.
think Stroll, Alonso, and Perez.
Yeah,
Oh man,
same.
that guy still exists.
Which one?
I thought, wait, you were talking about Perez, right?
No, he's talking about Alonso, I think.
No,
it was
Stroll.
Perez.
Perez, yeah. See,
Okay.
It can be any one of those three, man.
But so the thing is, I am a little confused because New is going to Aston
Aston.
Martin. That is
Those
like
are
a
the
very
rumors.
sure
It's not, yeah. It has not been confirmed. But just to put it in perspective, there were also rumors that he has already signed with Ferrari. So you never know. Like until there is a confirmation, we don't know where Adrian Newey is going.
And we don't have Fabrizio Romano in Formula One.
Newey were like, who said it? I forgot. Someone said it that Newey is searching for houses near Silverstone.
Yeah, and then some people were like, oh, it's to throw off the scent and like not disclose that he's signed for Ferrari. I don't know if it's wishful thinking or not, but like whatever it is, my point is, it could also be a retirement home, man. He's like, I'll live for 2 years in Italy and then I just want to have a home to come back to, or like set up my family here or some. Like, we don't know. That is what I'm saying. Like, there have been so many rumors about Adrian Newey. I think after Carlos Sainz, Adrian Newey is the person that everybody was looking at where he's going to go. So unless and until anything is confirmed, I think
If he wants a real challenge, he should go to Kicksauber.
if he wants a real, no man, I think he should go to Williams. Like, I think Kicksauber is in that waiting phase of like all that good German technology that Audi is going to bring. Kicksauber is like right now they are just like they're in their notice period right now. Basically, they are in their notice period until the end of 2025. And so they are putting in that kind of performance. That is all there is to them. Like, we're not expecting anything from them. But while I don't think Audi will be like crazy competitive, I don't think they will be like as bad as what Kicksauber has been. So
the chances are low, but there are.
Yeah. I'm not sure how much Adrian enjoyed working with Honda back in the Red Bull partnership days and everything. So maybe the Aston Honda connection could either attract him again to work with Honda or be like, nah, I don't want this Honda shit again. You never know. So, but Carlos Sainz is finally, we know that he's going to be on the grid. He's going to be in the Williams. And
makes me happy, but that also makes me feel, why did he delay this so much? What was causing this?
Well, I think he was waiting for that Red Bull second seat.
Yeah, it was about that Red Bull second seat, I think. And even the Mercedes, like
if Carlos Sainz was in open and the Red Bull did not sign him, then I don't see any big idiots on the grid.
Bro, they are still having Sergio Perez after the stinker.
Carlos Sainz is a product of their own academy. Like he left because they just didn't have the bandwidth to like promote him and everything.
I mean,
So,
nah. If Carlos was an option for Red Bull, they should have gone for him. I don't
but
know.
they won't go for it, Shakuni. They don't want somebody who is going to challenge Max. They don't want that. You
They are
think Max
losing.
Verstappen is? Do you not
Perez has
remember
scored.
how pissy pants Max was when Perez won in Mexico? Monaco. Like in a season where he was so dominant, he was so fucking mad about it that he did not even give him a sixth place finish in Brazil. Do you really think we've again started seeing how much of a brat and annoying crybaby Max is the moment that Red Bull is not like 1 second a lap faster than all the other cars? Do you really think Red Bull can afford to have somebody who is going to make Max a little bit uncomfortable? Because Max Verstappen, teams are going to tear apart their contracts left, right, and center if tomorrow Max Verstappen is like, okay, you know what? I don't like the second driver that they're getting. If they're getting Carlos Sainz, if they're getting Carlos, I don't want it. I want to be in a team that is going to give me preferential treatment, and he will go for it. And teams are going to bend over backwards to have him in their cars. So they don't want to lose Max Verstappen. They don't want somebody, and I don't know why we are again having the same conversation, because like their champion is always going to be Max. They want to find a Valtteri Bottas, which they are not able to find. And Carlos Sainz, sure as shit, is not going to be Valtteri Bottas. Carlos Sainz is going to be Nico Rosberg. And they do not want that.
But this
As
way, they
simple
will
as that.
lose the constructors. My only point is that this way,
I
they will lose
understand
the
that.
constructors easily.
Okay. Let's come to the Perez news. Like they are retaining Perez. To me, what it shows is either
Money
like,
transfer.
yeah, but I think that the fact that, and I think they made it clear that his deal was also 1+1. So like there is an option to extend. I don't know if it is by the end of 2025 or by the end of this year. But I think what this shows to me is, one, he has blackmail material on everybody. There are a couple of options in my head.
I love how you went directly to blackmail.
Yeah, no. So I'm going from like the most joking to the serious options, but I just want to lay down my options. First is he has blackmail material on everybody. Second, I think Horner wants Daniel, Helmut Marko wants Yuki, and they are just not able to decide. Like there is just nobody is willing to be like, acha, okay, let's go with your choice. Neither Horner nor Helmut. Neither of them are doing, and then it's like दो के झगड़े में तीसरे का फायदा हो रहा है. That is what it is. So that is why Perez is like, okay, if you've not made a decision, then I guess I keep my seat, right? And they're like, yeah, for now you keep your seat. And this is what is happening every single season. Okay. Third, I think that the amount of money that they lose in not getting constructors is less than what they will have to pay to Perez if they kick him out of the seat middle of the season.
But isn't there that fucking clause that if he doesn't come in top 5 or some fuck all?
Yeah. There is. I mean, first of all, those are supposed to be rumors. Second of all, no, like nobody has read that contract. I don't know who let it slip, if it was Horner or Helmut Marko. If it is Helmut Marko, I will not trust it. He has been shit talking every single person who is not Max in that Red Bull seat forever. So I will not trust that first. Second, if there are protections from Red Bull's side towards Perez's performance, similar protections would be built in the contract for Perez against the Red Bull side. And I think that those things would be like, you don't know, there can be clauses about that, but we don't know the particulars of those clauses. Like, what does it mean? And then how lawyers are going to interpret it and all that kind of thing. So I think that it's not worth the time, money, effort, energy. Fourth, I think that the lawyers need more time to find loopholes in that contract.
Just to
And
kick him out without giving any money.
yeah. And fifth, I think it feels like a little bit too early to announce it. Because if you remember, this is exactly what they did to Gasly also. Like going into the season,
Hmm.
going into the summer break, he was still the Red Bull driver, and Red Bull was like, we intend to keep him, we intend to keep him. And then somewhere between the
Next two
thing,
races
between in
only.
the
I think in the second race only they announced that this is Gasly's last.
No, I think it was during the summer break, but like up until the summer break and even into the summer break, they still said that we intend to keep Gasly. I think Alex Albon was in the Red Bull seat from Spa onwards, Spa 2019.
Hmm.
So maybe that's what they're doing, because they didn't do like a proper announcement or something like that. I think the headline was that Christian Horner tells staff, which is Red Bull staff, that Perez is going to keep his seat. That is what the headline I read. So maybe it's like for now they want the speculations to end and they just need more time to kind of have that Helmut Marko versus Christian Horner debate of who actually goes into that Red Bull seat, Yuki or Daniel, because it's either of them. Yeah. And in the meanwhile, the lawyers are working how we can get out of this with the minimum amount of spend.
Why keep Perez, man?
Why keep Perez? But like look at the kind of trajectory Mercedes is at. And then and we'll talk about McLaren because but there is a high chance that Red Bull might even end up finishing third is very difficult. Like Red Bull will have to have an absolute shit season, and Mercedes will have to be like they are just winning races in the second half of the season. Like only then I can see Red Bull finishing third in the constructors. Yeah, because they are too
But it
far
will be like a
behind.
neck-to-neck battle or something like that. Like
Yeah.
So if they follow the trajectory they are in right now, it could be like a proper three-way battle wherein Red Bull will finish second. It is for sure. Like if it's not first, it is second. I don't think Mercedes or McLaren can push it as much as, getting that second
Mercedes or Ferrari. Like I mean, of course,
Mercedes or
McLaren.
Ferrari, yeah. To get that third position, like the second position is going to be difficult for these two. But McLaren can win the constructors, and I really hope that they fucking pick a driver.
They won't.
This is the same thing that happened with Ferrari.
Yeah. But okay, before we get into Spa, Kramer, do you have any thoughts on the discussion that we've had on Perez?
Man, I just want him out.
Same here, brother.
I have seen enough.
First time we
I
have
think
agreed.
there are like few more DNFs in his bag for this season.
Yeah, but because like if you look at 22 and 23, which is where he had similar seasons, like where did he actually pick it back up? Like it was after all the European races were done, right? But I think I remember Kota also he started from the back. So like I don't know.
Red Bull announcing him as like a driver till end of the season I think he will be a bit loose.
Yeah, I have the same feeling. I have the same
Worry
feeling.
too much.
Yeah. He will become
anyway,
like he will not stress.
It's like anyway I got my seat.
I mean, sure, but like his drop in form does not start happening because people start questioning him. His form drops, and that is when people start questioning if he should be in the Red Bull seat or not. And last 2 years it was okay because Max was single-handedly winning both the trophies, like both championships. That was not a problem. And even if you look at where Max has finished in these last couple of races, I think he's been on the podium once.
Yeah, in Silverstone.
Yeah. So it's not even like it's bad enough that your main driver is and your car is not competitive enough where you are able to extract the maximum out of a race weekend. And then to add in the fact that your second driver is just nowhere. And it's literally like a coin toss. It's like 50-50 chances that Perez either has a like blazing qualifying performance and does really well, makes it to Q3, starts on the front row, but then he's finishing P8, or he just wins it in Q1.
This was such a fuck all race from Perez, man. This was a very fuck all race from him.
So let's come to Spa now. I think, and this is my opinion, I think that the kind of performances that we've seen from teams in terms of like strategies and everything is a clear indication that everybody is in that summer break mood. Like nobody wants to race. Like Hungary and Spa, everybody was like, man, can we just be done with this? We've been doing this for 13 races. Like we just want to go.
I feel they wanted break after Silverstone.
Yeah. They just like the season is way too long, is basically what I'm saying. Because the kind of mistakes you saw, and it was across the board. I mean, Hungary, of course, we talked like majority of things were taken over by what was happening in the front. But
McLaren.
even, yeah, but even like I think they like RB fucked up Daniel's strategy, and like there were a lot of things. Even this weekend, I think I don't expect much from Kick Sauber, but I don't see the point of why you would pit Valtteri Bottas, who is running very close to points with just 10 laps to go. And there is like nobody. How many people tried to do a one stop? George Russell, Fernando Alonso, and was there anybody else who tried to do? I think Yuki.
No, that's it.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Fernando Alonso is the only one who has finished the race with one stop.
Yeah. I mean, technically, George Russell did finish the race. He just got disqualified. But yeah, like nobody's thinking outside the box. Nobody's taking chances. Nobody's like, everybody wants to just take a break. And I think either if Formula One wants to have this kind of a thing where they want to have like 24, 25. Remember, there was a time when Stefano said he wants to have a 30 race calendar. I think if that is what they are planning to have, they should break it up and have 2 breaks. Do the Asia leg, Asia, Pacific, like Southeast Asia and all of that.
So like finish a continent at once.
Yeah, so
Don't
you
go back and
do
forth.
Australia, China, Japan. I don't think Singapore is going to stay. Singapore, if Malaysia is going to come back, Malaysia.
I think Singapore is
Baku,
gonna stay.
yeah, Baku,
Abu Dhabi,
Bahrain, Saudi, Abu Dhabi,
Qatar.
Qatar. Do those.
Finish all these, take a break.
Yeah, take a
Go
break.
to US, finish
No,
the
no, no.
US leg.
Then you do Europe only. So like even Europe also has a lot of races. So like do your Austria, Silverstone, Spain, Belgium, Hungary, both
Imola.
Italian races. Yeah, Monza and Imola. Zandvoort. What else? I think that's it.
Austria.
Monaco.
Yeah.
Oh, how have I forgotten that? Yeah, do all of that and then have another break. And then go to the US, have all the 3 US races, Canada, Mexico, Brazil. And Brazil should be the season end, like the last race of the season.
If you don't want Brazil to be the season ender, come back to Dubai. Abu Dhabi simple.
No, don't do. No, don't want it.
Man, Abu
Brazil
Dhabi
is the
most
best.
drama.
Abu Dhabi is such a like if for a good season that goes on, like Abu Dhabi is such a bad race to end on. But like that is what they need to do. Otherwise, I think that like 2-3 races before the summer break, this is the kind of thing we are going to keep on seeing.
Man,
I think
have
everybody's
a
just burnt out.
better idea. Put
Yeah.
the preseason practices in Monaco.
No.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Why? No, testing in Monaco, no race in Monaco. Give them testing. Give them 2 testing.
No, but
Where
like
is
that,
the place to test?
it's not in their. The teams don't get anything. Like the reason Spain and Bahrain are tracks used is because they have characteristics similar to other tracks, and teams have an opportunity to understand what their package is and what they need to do. And Monaco is such a specific track. Like
I want Monaco. Simple, that's it. Give
that
them
is not
something
going
else.
to happen.
Formula
Monaco
E,
is never
Formula
going,
2.
man. Monaco is never going.
Monaco is never going. So I think either do it a 2 break thing, or otherwise we're just going to see this sloppy work. But yeah, I was disappointed that not a lot of teams tried to do something different.
But the one-stop thing, didn't Lewis suggest that he wanted to do? I mean, he had good tires and everything, but the team did not agree to it.
Yeah,
I
he
was
did say
very
that.
shocked when they denied it to Lewis and just agreed when George said it. I was like, what the fuck? Nah. Lewis could have finished it and Lewis would have won
No, I see it, but
without
like
the 1.5.
Shakuni, we say it with the benefit of hindsight, you never know what so like you have to cover for people. Lewis was running to win the race. So if like, if Ferrari is going to box and everybody else is going to box, and so like you can't have that old tire, and if they get close, or if like McLaren gets ahead and is able to make their way through, then you don't have the time to like pit again and try and go for the win. So I understand from that point of view, right? They have to make sure that if there is a threat that ever arises from other competitors, they need to give Lewis the opportunity, the tires, to be able to defend his position and win the race. George Russell started somewhere behind him. He had nothing to lose. It was like, if this one stop works, sure, because he pitted on what, like lap 10, 11, something like that. So
11. He
like
was the first one to pit.
yeah, to make the tire last for 34 odd laps, blah blah blah, like it was a big risk. And we've seen George do that. His go-to anytime he is not like starting, where like whenever he's in a condition, whenever he's in a situation where he has nothing to lose, his go-to is, guys, can we try for a n-1 number of stops? So if it's a 3 stop, he'll be like, can we just try and do 2 stop? If it is a 2 stop, he'll be like, can we try doing 1 stop? That's it. Other than that, George Russell has no gameplay. Or if it is a 1 stop, he would try, if everybody is undercutting, he would try to go for overcut, or vice versa. That is literally what he does. So Shaguni, I'm with you, because I was furious. I was like, oh, Mercedes wanted Russell to win, this, that, blah, blah, blah. Why are you pitting him when he still has tires left? This, that, blah, blah, blah. But like, with the benefit of hindsight, we can say all these things. But while the race was going on, if they did not pit Lewis and Oscar was right on the tail of Lewis and Lewis lost the lead because he was on older tires, we would be shit-talking Mercedes for not pitting Lewis.
So in all the
Wouldn't
ways,
we?
Mercedes get shit.
Yeah, they do get shit talked. So like I understand because like right after the race finished, I was like, oh man, this is so fucking annoying. And George always does that. I was also annoyed at George because that's his go-to move. And like, this is the only time it's worked. Otherwise, we've seen it in Japan and everything. In the previous seasons,
Also,
he'll always do this.
I was a
So-
little impressed by George. He did not bin it directly in
Yeah.
some corner. I was
Yeah.
impressed by him. That we have to give him. He was
Credit
good.
for him. I
behind
mean,
the car.
even I think in Brazil 2022, when after that last safety car ended and George and Lewis were free to fight, I think he was flawless, and he did a good job to get that win also. So like that
But
way,
you
I'm
do
not saying.
remember that after the race you are talking about is 2022 Brazil, and this is 2024. It has been 1.5 years since that, and this is the
He
first
has.
time we
Yeah.
have seen that. Oh, okay, yeah, George. Yeah, okay, he deserved this one.
I think George Russell fucks up when he's chasing.
No, even when people are chasing him, that
No.
Alonso wala.
Like, yeah, he was behind Alonso. That's what I'm saying. He was behind Alonso. Singapore also, he was chasing Carlos and Norris, and that's when he binned it. So he's not good at chasing. But when it comes to defending, he can do that under pressure. I think Williams has taught him that.
I mean, that was some good defense, man.
Yeah. To be very honest, Spa was fun because of all the pit stop drama and who's going to do what. And the fact that Max Verstappen was not moving through the field as quickly as we had anticipated. Because qualifying, when he's setting up fastest lap at like 0.5 seconds, we all thought that it is going to be a repeat of 2022, 2023. He's just going to move through the pack and be in the lead of the lead by like lap 10, which obviously did not happen. So I think that is what made it interesting. But if you look at the number of overtakes that actually happened in the race, it wasn't much.
Most of it happened either undercut, overcut, so things like that. Changed the entire scenario.
Yeah, exactly. Because teams are like, because Spa is such a balanced track, because just sector 2 is you need high downforce, but like sector 1 and 3 is you need speed. So teams usually go for that sector 2 kind of setup, because Spa in and of itself is a very, very high speed circuit. So I mean, I don't know how they set up their cars, but like if you look at the sheer number of overtakes that actually happened, wasn't that great. But qualifying and race both, I think it was just too many mistakes from teams. Like if you look at when in qualifying, like such changeable conditions and the way people are going for their last laps for to make it to the next stage of qualifying, there are a lot of blunders. So I think all in all, I think everybody's glad there is a break. I'll just say this.
I think this half a season feels like 75%. No?
Yeah, it actually does. It baffles me. Like this season started off feeling like a repeat of 22 and 23, and it is obviously changed a lot. This is giving like the 2021 vibes that we were getting. But like 2021, we were actually really excited because it was still a close battle. Right now, there are a lot of drivers who can actually challenge Max. The problem is the two teams that are that have the potential to challenge Max for the drivers also. Both the teams are not picking up first driver. As simple
And
as
I
that.
don't think any of them will.
Yeah. And I don't think they will. Yeah, exactly. So I think that Max just might get away with the drivers. So
But it will be like an eye-opener thing. So how it was for Mercedes, I think in 2020.
Okay.
No,
Do you guys
20.
really put that much faith in Lando Norris to win one more race?
no, but I do put faith in Oscar.
No, I have faith in McLaren. Like any of the driver can win it,
I
but
don't. McLaren has shown a lot of, lack of imagination and that risk-taking ability, or just like being able to make a decision in the heat of the moment that is going to benefit their drivers. I'm not just talking about Hungary. Like I was today, because we had decided that we were going to record the episode, but I'm just saying that, if you look at all these opportunities that have arisen, like there is a wet race and we have seen some crazy things happen. Some teams have done a miraculous run or some shit like that, like Yuki finishing 4th in Abu Dhabi, or Gasly winning in Monza, or Ocon winning in Hungary. Like these are conditions that have happened throughout the season. And I think the reason it took a while for McLaren to ever have a victory, which was Monza 2021, after like it's since the time Lewis left, I think. Lewis left McLaren. I think it is because they don't, man. Their mentality is still of a midfield team, but it's a very safe playing midfield team. They don't take risks. They will not do anything because they are the ones who have to do the catching up. It baffles me that Lando started ahead of Max Verstappen and finished behind him.
true that.
You don't think so?
Yeah, he's having like very bad first laps.
No, just not. I'm not just talking about individual mistakes from Lando, which we can get into it because it's, oh my God, I'm going to roast Lando so much this time. But I'm just saying that McLaren as a team with their decisions also is not doing a good job. Like it's those decisions that we used to see from Red Bull when Mercedes
Ferrari.
was dominating, or
Ferrari.
yeah, like even when Mercedes Ferrari battles used to happen, there were races that Red Bull won. So like it's not just about, and then in those seasons also there have been races which Like I said, Gasly won. And then there are a couple of podium finishes. Like Gasly also once finished on the podium in one of the races, right?
In an Alpha Tauri.
In an Alpha Tauri. But like they McLaren did finish on podiums when Daniel was there. Like Lando was consistently third on the podiums for a while there. But like that win again came from Daniel, not Lando. Even that time I was so happy. But I know Lando is like supposed to be this championship winning, like he's a future championship material, this, that, blah, blah, blah. I don't see it. I do not see it. Like his performances in arguably currently the fastest car on the grid, and 2022 2023 Max Verstappen had that, 2014 to 2020 Lewis had that, even let's say 2021 they had those cars. And so it would be a very big thing for somebody else to win, because these two drivers, even look at Sebastian Vettel, his performances from 2010 to 2013 when Red Bull was dominating. Like, there is a reason why these people are champions. It's because when they get that car, they are so flawless in the way they drive it that you will have to literally pray for a near disaster for them, for anybody else to be able to win races. And it's not just that, right? It's also, if you look at the win percentages between Sebastian and Mark Webber, Lewis and Valtteri, Lewis and Nico, Max and any number of teammates he has had. Like, look at those win percentages. The reason why these people are world champions is because they have the fastest car and they make the most of it. But it's not just that they are competing with 18 drivers, they're competing with all 19. And so they also outperform their teammates, which is not what Lando is. So if any of our listeners are Lando Norris fans, not sorry, but right now, and I'm not saying that Lando cannot change. I'm not saying that he cannot learn, but I think he hasn't been kicked down enough to have gotten the lesson through to his head that he needs to improve upon some aspects of his racing.
True.
Hopefully in summer break.
Hopefully, I mean, yeah, but again, with Lando, the thing is that he is hard on himself. I still don't know or think if he's taking the right messages out of all his performances, because like I think starting laps have always been a problem for Lando, and even just look at how many times he's got pole this season and he's never won a race from his pole.
Isn't it for like the entire season? I think this was the sixth race where the pole winner did not win the race.
Yeah. Like 2022, we all used to make fun of the fact that Charles would get on the pole and Max would win the race. And that is what is happening. In Lando's case, I think the only saving grace is that it's not just Max winning races. It's like multiple people who have won the race. But like Lando Norris has not won a race from his pole. I think Lando's race starts are so poor that if he started Monaco on pole, he still would not win it.
He would lose Monaco pole in the first turn.
Yeah, he would get pole in Monaco, but still not win Monaco GP.
Yeah. To get a pole in Monaco and lose, you have to get a DNF. Dash into someone. There is no other option.
Yeah.
And I think Lando gets overtaken.
No, yeah, his reaction time is going to be bad, and the second driver, the person on the the other person on the front row gets the lead. That's his restarts are so bad. And if this continues, I think he will start to get that reputation of Mr. Saturday that George Russell used to have when he was qualifying phenomenally well in the Williams. But just the Williams at the time did not even have the race pace to like maintain that position. But Lando being Mr. Saturday in a top team is, I think that's much worse than George Russell being called Mr. Saturday, because he was in arguably a worse car than what its potential was to qualify in top 10, top 15.
Yeah.
And Russell was Mr. Saturday because he used to like get on the Q3 in like what a Williams.
Yeah. That is what I'm saying. Like, but it made sense, like, for him, because Williams could never sustain that position on their race pace. So, like, Saturday, George Russell's performances used to be amazing, but because other teams are faster in race pace, Williams would just go down. And that is why, like, George Russell, do you remember that press conference in Hungary when George got the first points for Williams in the season and he cried?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
why
I remember.
it meant so much to him. But like Lando, like even worse performance also from him, he's still going to end up in top 3, top 5. But for somebody like George in that Williams to be getting into Q3 every other race weekend and then just being able to score point in one, the reason it meant so much and the reason it kind of maybe helped him hone his skills and everything is because he was doing everything in his power to make sure that he gets that car in the best position possible. And which Lando, it's not that kind of pressure. The kind of pressure that Lando has now is to be flawless and just perfect the way all these champions that I've talked about have been. It's the same thing like with Schumacher, with Fernando, Sebastian, Max, Lewis. Like every single champion has been like that. I think Lando lacks that discipline. So I just want Mercedes to be like, man, wouldn't it be amazing if Lewis, before leaving for Ferrari, won his 8th with us and like just concentrate on Lewis? I know it doesn't make sense because like he's leaving the team. But like if Toto is like, man, Abu Dhabi 2021, you know what? Lewis is just 120 points behind. Red Bull is not that strong. Let's fucking go for it. This comeback. If Lewis finishes top 3 in the Drivers' Championship also, it would be amazing.
Man, also George is like outperforming Lewis in qualis.
I mean, sure, okay, cool, but they're still
And
very close.
will George be okay with pulling a Bottas?
I mean, again, like, I think if anybody can make that happen, it is Toto. But again, it has to come from Toto. That is what I'm saying. It has to come from Toto. If Toto thinks, because it's not like Toto has talked about it. I don't know how sincere it is, but Toto has talked about how much Abu Dhabi 2021 hurt this, that, blah, blah, blah. I don't think Lewis is right now in a position where it is absolutely 100% championship on. But given that the Red Bull is not that competitive, first, and second, that there is also the threat of McLaren, not just to them, but to Red Bull also. I think it works in their favor to pick one driver. And I think if Toto is really like, oh man, Lewis should have got that 8th championship with him, I think it's good for their record books also. The man who broke Michael Schumacher's record, like except for 12.5% of his championships, all of them came from Mercedes. So that's a good record to have. So I don't know. It's wishful thinking. Of course, it is wishful thinking on my part. But I'm just saying, man, can you imagine if Toto Wolff in this summer break is like, okay, George, you know what happened in Abu Dhabi? We want this for Lewis, like just a little parting gift. And if that can happen, and if Mercedes can, if not win the championship, but like just even get Lewis in that position where it's like, oh my God, is he? I think that season is going to be wild. I don't think it's going to happen, but man, oh man. I'm sure there is an alternate universe in which it is happening. So let's hope. But I think McLaren needs to do something, man. Like it's really, really poor from them.
They need to pick a driver. Then and then only they can beat him.
They need to pick a driver. They need to become more confident. They need to like start taking risks. See, they are the ones chasing.
They have to start with having like better conversation with their drivers.
but have better conversation with their drivers, have a strategy. You know what the qualifying results are before the race starts. You know where each driver is starting. You know what the standings are in the drivers, in the constructors. It's not like McLaren is like, we are only playing for constructors. They would of course want their driver to also win the driver's title, right? They need to become a more seamless, like well-oiled machine. And last couple of races have shown a lot of weak points from McLaren. The fact that they did not do anything for Lando when he was not able to, like, they again went for the same strategy, and Max was just stuck behind Lando. No, sorry, Lando was just stuck behind Max for like the entirety of the race. Like, it's baffling to me. But at the same time, I mean, I know Perez finished P8, but Red Bull did not even blink twice before sacrificing Perez's race. But like, they were all more than happy. Anytime it could benefit Max with a position, they called him to pit. As simple as that. Did not even think twice.
Yeah. And Perez doesn't even think Perez to do whatever he wants just to keep that seat.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to, or else he's out.
And is he really out?
Yeah, I mean, if he can't listen to the team orders, then why even keep him?
And I think he has some video or audio leaks from Red Bull, man.
See, I told you, my first option was right. I'm telling you, he has blackmail material, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That has got to be it.
Because he was like fighting to be like fighting to drive in equal terms with Max before the season. He was throwing all kinds of tantrums. And now he's suddenly like, okay, I'm okay to be the second driver. No, something has happened backstage.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
We will pay you, we will give you the money, just keep quiet, that's it.
I think it's an investment from Carlos Slim, man.
I think that the McLaren Mercedes battle for the championship is going to be more interesting than Red Bull McLaren battle. Even though Mercedes is only 100 points behind McLaren, there is a chance. Because Ferrari has been...
If races like these keep on happening, Mercedes is overtaking. If Red Bull, McLaren keep on doing the same mistakes again and again, it will be difficult for them.
Even with mistakes, their combined score is higher than Mercedes.
Yeah.
They're not fighting.
This race, because it was George DNF, or else Mercedes won.
Before that, no. Even like not in particular race. Those two are like consistently finishing in top 6.
Because they have a faster car. See, you are not understanding one thing.
Yeah,
McLaren
exactly.
right now is getting the points because of the car.
Yeah.
I think.
But they should be getting wins, Kramer. That is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that is what I'm
talking about this constructor battle between Mercedes and McLaren.
Yeah, I think that they might be able to overtake Ferrari and make it a little bit uncomfortable for McLaren. See, in the possibility of who is going to fuck up more between McLaren and Mercedes, the possibility of McLaren fucking up is higher.
Yeah.
Did anyone hear the post-race interview with Max?
No.
So Max said, let Mercedes and McLaren fight. It just makes it easy for me. The points get divided in between those two and I win the championship.
Yeah, and the other teams are not stupid. And you know what the thing is? The thing is that Mercedes at least has been a team that has won multiple driver and constructor championships. They know the importance of picking one driver.
Exactly.
Right now in the championship, right now in the championship, Lewis is ahead of George. So, I mean, I don't know if they are going to do it or not. But between McLaren and Mercedes, there is a possibility that Mercedes might just pick one driver.
And that too in a blink of an eye. I mean, they will just go
they
and
won't
tell
hesitate. They won't hesitate. If Lewis
ahead of you, he has a chance.
Yeah.
That's it.
If Lewis gets, let's say, one more win in the next 2 or 3 races.
Not just a win, even a podium. Even if he even gets a podium, he is in. He becomes the top first driver.
He will become the first driver. And then it won't be that easy for Max first. But then again, it's like McLaren has lost the... Like Lando is 199. Hamilton is 49
Yeah.
points behind him. Just 49 points behind him. So Lewis is 12 points behind Sainz. 17 behind Piastri. Like, these are not big margins. This is just like one win margin. Even one podium and one DNF. Like, it's going to massively affect the championship. So let's say, Ferrari is not doing that hot. I really think that Hamilton has the option to jump ahead to 5th also by next race. And so the thing is that if Mercedes see that there is an opportunity here, they would absolutely 100% not hesitate and be like, this is the situation. We now have a first driver, and everything else the second driver does to make sure that the first driver gets all the benefit. Because again, the advantage that a team like Mercedes has is they still have Sergio Perez in the second seat. And if his form does not pick up, it's a bit dicey. If it does pick up and he becomes the 2021 Perez, I think George Russell is
I don't think so.
good.
I don't think he has that motivation anymore.
So then that is what... Toto Wolff, if you're listening to this podcast, please pick Lewis. Please.
And if you're listening to this podcast, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Sorry we have been a bit harsh, but please pick Lewis. It's 127 points. It's not doable. There's still 11 races left. Please.
Yeah.
Just please.
Also, give Sainz that seat for one season, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about Spa. I think team strategy wise also, I think we'll see better races from like, what is the next race? Zandvoort onwards.
Yeah, Netherlands.
And let's just hope that what we have expected, what we have theorized here, actually comes into fruition.
Okay. Netherlands, Monza, Azerbaijan.
But it will be fun to see a lot of the next races. The European leg
Hopefully
will
Red Bull doesn't pick
a lot
up.
of fun.
I don't think Red Bull is going to pick up first. Second, I don't think Mercedes is going to stop upgrading their car also. But again, it's very unpredictable. You never know what is going to happen. But man,
I think
in
the
my
next
head-
2 to 3 races will tell us where the
Yeah.
championship goes.
yeah. And if nothing else, I think it's going to make the situation at Mercedes clear. And if, you know what, also hands down, if George also gets the win, like if, let's say, if it's not Lewis, but George who gets the win, then we might just be in a situation where they just keep taking points off of each other and Max wins. Because I can then still also understand from Mercedes' point of view that why would we favor Lewis if he's leaving? Then George is also this close. And that's why I'm like, I want Lewis to get more wins.
Yeah, also Ferrari is a wild card, man. They can just
Ferrari,
pick one of
I think
them.
the Ferrari, the moment they understand what their next upgrade was, it will be very difficult.
Yeah, I
Until
don't
then,
know what-
it is easy sailing for everyone.
I think Ferrari, I don't know, man. But
But they have
this-
a capability to pick like random wins.
I think historically also, like, Ferrari has been good from the US leg when it starts, quota and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm not that worried. They'll just Ferrari calm down for some time. There's
Yeah.
a chance Lewis might,
Yeah, out of nowhere, Carlos might pick one of the wins. Like you
Could be.
never know about Ferrari.
Could be. But man, I don't know what they did after Monaco because has it been bad?
I think they partied so much that they forgot what they did.
Yeah, seems like it. Anyways, yeah, that's it for this episode. Is there anything else?
Oh, I just read in the last 7 races, Max Verstappen 116 points, Lewis Hamilton 115, and Oscar Piastri 114
Yeah,
in
that's
the
how
last
close
7
it is.
races.
It is
Yeah,
First, it is baffling to me that McLaren is not on top of that. Second, it is baffling to me that it is not Lando Norris, but it is Oscar Piastri. If there was any doubt in anybody's mind who still thinks that Lando can fight for the championship, no, he cannot.
This is scary. This is
Also,
scary
guys,
territory, and I'm loving this.
yeah, I'm also loving this, and I'm sorry for. I know I went off a bit when I said this is not a football podcast, but I have to say this. Trent wants to stay with Liverpool despite attracting interest from Real Madrid, and it makes me so happy.
Until the summer break ends, he wants to stay in Liverpool so
Man,
that
he
he can
has
pack
to
his
stay, man. He has to stay. I have like too many plans with him for FPL.
I was thinking this was going somewhere else. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Fuck
me
your
too.
FPL,
But
man.
oh my God. I am. VVD has signed. Trent is staying. I just hope Salah also stays, and I'm happy. I'm just
And
happy.
yeah, I think Salah is staying for one more season.
Yes,
But
that's
no team
all
is
I
ready
want.
to pay what Liverpool is asking.
Yeah, just keep doing that. I don't care. I want Salah to stay.
Yeah, he will stay for one more season, but he won't sign. That's it, simple.
Oh, that's okay. But I want him to stay. Cool. We're all on the same page. Yay! Okay, that's it from this episode. Anything else?
And new news, Chelsea is about to sign Victor Osimhen.
I don't think so.
Isn't Osimhen to PSG?
Yeah,
No.
Osimhen is going to PSG.
No,
We're
there
not
is,
getting
like,
a striker
swap
this
deal.
season. It's okay, Kramer. Just
Nkunku.
accept it and let this season just go.
Nkunku.
The
recent
football
reports,
is
there is
really,
like
really bad.
Lukaku swap is about to happen.
No, that
Lukaku comes back and plays for Chelsea.
If he plays well, then
He's at Chelsea. No, man. No.
Lukaku is a
I
Chelsea
have
player. He has
no
not
hopes
gone
on
anywhere.
it.
Yeah, but like he doesn't go on loan anywhere. He just stays at Chelsea, is what I'm saying.
No thanks. We have seen enough of Lukaku. And even if he scores like 150 goals per season, I don't want him.
plays well, I'm okay with it. But I mean, I don't really want him at the club. Just be gone.
Okay, great. Good football chat, guys. Before we end this episode, I just want to say that the summer break is starting for Formula One, and
How long? How many weeks?
3 weeks. Summer break is starting. The Olympics are going on. There's no football. There's no Premier League unless, like, if you are a weirdo like Kramer who watches friendlies with such dedication that a worst performance from his team unleashes his Karen side. So we will be taking a break for these 3 weeks. There will be no episodes. I don't want to watch any football or Formula One. I just want to watch volleyball in the Olympics and just chill for a while.
Okay.
I hope you miss us. Also, shout out to our very, very loyal, long-time listener. And I always do this. I forget to ask them if I have the permission to disclose their username, which I don't know if it is their actual name or not. So they said, after listening to our last episode, they said that Kramer and Shakuni should get -10 for not watching Inside Out and making me watch Drive to Survive. The argument I will make is that Kramer was not at fault.
Yeah,
Kramer
I
did
was
not
an
complain.
innocent bystander.
He was an innocent bystander, and
It was me.
Shakuni was the one. So we
Yeah,
will put
minus 10
this.
points are good.
We will have a meeting for this, and we will see
Yeah.
if Shaguni gets -10 or not. Speaking of, I am so done with I'm just so looking forward to this break that I have not tallied the marks for this thing. What is it? Our prediction lead. Safe to assume that Neil is still leading though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I had a stinker.
But I had predicted Lewis to win the race. So those 2 points, I am 100% sure I got. My prediction was that Lewis wins the race. So I'm
Yeah, he
excited.
did.
And he did. Technically. And if only, I think, Kramer, who did you predict to win? So
Max.
the thing is that Honey Badger did not predict Max to win the race. So if only Honey Badger had also predicted that Max would win the race, I would have gotten that bonus point for predicting Lewis victory due to the new rule
Man,
that
I'm
we
sticking
established.
to the Max, man. He is not winning.
You should change.
And what if
The
Max
moment you
wins?
change, he'll win. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to give him that.
Kramer with the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I should predict Lewis to win all the races.
Please do.
Maybe. Yeah. You know, when we recorded the Silverstone episode and we, I think it was Kramer who said that we have not talked about a Lewis Hamilton victory because it has not happened since we started the podcast. I was like, did we jinx it? Should we stop doing podcasts?
Oh, wow.
So now we are talking about
again.
Lewis Hamilton victories only.
Yes, the only driver apart from Max Verstappen to have multiple wins this season. The GOAT, Sir Lewis Hamilton. Let's go.
I mean, even after him winning the race, I feel bad for George. He deserved it.
Yeah, even I felt bad for George, and she was like, no.
Okay, so heat of the moment, I am allowed to have my emotions, okay? Shakuni, you also felt, right?
Yeah.
You also
No.
felt,
I agree.
right? Yeah.
No.
Heat of the
So,
moment, I am allowed to.
The defense by George was brilliant. He deserved that win. Won't take anything against him, but that drive from Lewis was phenomenal.
And the reason I got very, very upset at what had happened before his disqualification was that he always pulls the shit, and I was just sad that this is the time it worked.
So the thing is, I agree with you that the Mercedes could not gamble Lewis if Piastri would have overtaken or something, but everyone praising that George Russell masterclass. Fuck off. Lewis had the same thing in his mind. He did not get to do it.
But Lewis had more to lose. Lewis had more to lose. That is what I'm saying. George was in a position to make that call. They both had the same thing on their mind, but the reason Mercedes let George do it and not let Lewis do it is because Lewis was fighting for the win.
No, that's what I'm saying. They both had it, but it's not just a George Russell masterclass. It is a phenomenal drive from George Russell, but it is not something that he did which is unheard of. Is what I want to say to everyone.
He always does this. That is what, that also, Shakuni, I 100% agree with every single thing that you've just said, because that is his go-to move. The moment he's on the back foot, he's like, I want to do this.
Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. George Russell is a mastermind.
Mastermind, tire whisperer, this, that. Yeah, how many natural overtakes did happen in the race? There weren't many. Wasn't. I mean,
even Lando with hard tires could not overtake Max
on mediums.
Degrading mediums, not even fresh mediums, degrading mediums. He was not able to overtake Max. That just proves how bad the dirty air played the role in this. And you still fucking feel that this is a George Russell masterclass? Fuck off.
I'm literally telling you, Shakuni. I'm literally telling you. I'll tell you this, okay? If Lewis had caught up with George with 4 or 5 laps to go, nobody would be saying, oh my god, George Russell masterclass. Then I would still say that if they finished he finished P2 or something. But I'm just saying that it wasn't a masterclass, okay? The track was difficult to overtake on. He took a gamble because he had nothing to lose. Lewis wanted to do the exact same thing, but he had a lot more to lose in that race. And George Russell, for the last 2 laps, was very good in defending against Lewis Hamilton. Good, props to that. But it was not a masterclass. That's his go-to move when he's in a I got nothing to lose, so why not do this bullshit and then cry on the radio when it's not working for Lewis to give him the position back or cover for him or some shit like that. That is all he does. He's done this time and again, so please, for the love of God, stop saying that he's a fucking mastermind or something. Please. No. I'm sorry. You know who was a mastermind? Lewis in Silverstone, when his team called him in and he was like, nope, fucking don't need inters. When that first shower came, lap 13 around. That was a masterclass. That was because there were teams who went on inters and it was the wrong call. That is a masterclass. That is knowing what it is. It's not fuck it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I would have finished sixth if I had gone for a two-stop, but at least this way, I'm going to finish either first or second. Sure, why not? Yeah, anybody can do that when you are like, your other option is finishing sixth. But if that is going to be the difference between a race win and not winning a race, yeah, you are going to be cautious. So please, the last two laps of defending against Lewis, good job, George. You did what an F1 driver is supposed to do when they are under pressure from somebody's behind. Here's your cookie. Clap, clap, clap. Snaps for George. But you are no mastermind. Please. Oh,
I was
feel
so
much.
fucking pissed by just all the comments everywhere. George, oh my God, he's so phenomenal. I'm like, fuck off.
What did he do?
Fuck.
It has
No.
never been done before. Oh my God, how did you think about that?
And I'm like, Max had a better race than George.
Yeah.
Poor guy went all the way from P10 and finished what, P5, I think?
P4,
Or
P4 now after his
P4. Yeah,
disqualification.
P4.
P4. Yeah. Much better race than George Russell.
Even with the penalty, he finished P5.
George started sixth and finished disqualified. Like, he went for that strategy and they just forgot that, post race we have to weigh. There is no lap,
But
cool down lap.
the one that the podcast that I sent with Coldhard and I forgot the other guy's name. What they were discussing, why that outlap after the race win is important. And so I saw everyone, like even Lewis, I think had a good outlap. Piastri was outside for a whole lap and then went inside. George, right after winning the race, he just went in.
No. There is no outlap in Spa. There is no concept of it. Has never been there has never been an outlap in Spa. No
I
other
think
car
Lewis
went
did
out.
something.
No. It doesn't happen, dude. It's just that circuit. There is no outlap. Nobody. All the cars come inside the wrong side of they just take a U-turn
Yeah,
or something.
immediately they have to come back.
Immediately they have to come back. There is nobody. Like, why? Then that is obviously unfair. No, there is not a chance. Doesn't happen.
I don't understand why George's tires were so, like George's car was so underweight. I mean, there has to be some explanation from Mercedes.
No, tire
Why the
degradation.
car was, come on, tires can't degrade this much, man.
No, so it's like a
1.5
total of
kilos
1. Yeah, but you divide it by all 4 tires, right?
Yeah.
1.5
And
kg divided by
that's exactly
4.
what I was talking to one of these guys.
Yeah, what
Formula
did you
3
find out?
engineers. Yeah, I was telling it was like pure tire degradation. Like usually teams tell them to pick the debris after they win the race, but this is Spa.
And I think Fernando was lucky that his car did not get weighed, because there is a chance it could have happened. The same thing could have happened, but it could also not be the case because we don't know when Fernando. Because George was one of the first ones in the top 10, 12 to pit. And he was
first one on the track to pit.
Oh, okay. He was first one on the track. So yeah, so like Fernando, again, even if he did go do a one stop, but his tires would not have degraded as much as George's would have. So I get it, because then like 1.5 kg, if it is just tire degradation, that is like 300 odd grams per tire.
Yeah, it is 350 grams per tire.
Yeah.
It's not that much.
Yeah, I get it. But again, it's like a mistake from the team's side that they did not consider it. It's similar to what happened with Lewis, in US.
I think they considered it, but they were like, let's take a risk.
Yeah, again, the reason he was able to do it was because he didn't have anything to lose. Do you think they would let Lewis do it? Like, I think
no.
Yeah, they wouldn't. So yeah, it was not a masterclass. It was a gamble. It looked like it worked, but it didn't. Okay, George, like maybe let's just stop doing this. Like, it's getting old. But cool. That's okay.
Kudos on the defense, but just fuck off.
Yeah, same. All right. On that note, we are going to head into the summer break. Enjoy the Olympics, everyone. We will see you with, I think, Premier League is going to start before Formula 1 does. So we are going to see you for a preview Premier League thingy. And until then, bye.
Bye.
Bye.